Every day after dinner, the children would come out into the living room and snuggle up on the couch with their grandparents, while their parents tidied up. On this particular evening, a little girl named Lily asked her grandmother, "Grandma, why do we have that old blanket? It's torn and faded and full of holes, and it's so itchy. Why don't we just throw it away?" "Oh, honey, that blanket is more than just a blanket. It's our family's story." Then she turned to her husband. "We shared it between the two of us while we were courting, and then we used it to cover the bassinets of our children when they were born. We mended it whenever it tore and washed it every week to keep it fresh and clean for them." She looked around at her family, their faces illuminated by the lamplight, their expressions thoughtful and wistful. She paused, letting the silence hang in the air as the family thought about how big a part of their lives this old blanket had been. It was as if the blanket itself had woven together the threads of their lives, creating a tapestry of love and connection that spanned generations. He lifted it carefully and spread it over the couch, covering them all in its soft folds, and said, "Would you like to hear our story, dear?" He nodded, his eyes twinkling. So she began. They were a family, bound together by a shared past and an unwavering love for one another, and that, she knew, was something worth preserving. "I'm sorry I wanted to throw it away. It's not just a blanket. It's a part of our family." She hugged her grandmother tightly. "It's never too late to learn something new, dear, and you never know where you might find it. Sometimes it's hidden in plain sight." She gestured to the blanket with a smile. "Like this old blanket, our love has been worn and faded by time, but it's still strong and real. You don't need something new to show that love is strong. All you need is a little imagination and a lot of heart. Thank you for telling me our story." She pointed to an old blanket that sat folded at the edge of the couch. Her grandmother smiled and placed her hand over Lily's. "I remember the first time I laid under this blanket with your father on the swing. We were so young and in love, weren't we, George?" Her husband squeezed her hand. "And then you came along, wrapping yourselves in our blanket. Oh, how could I forget that summer storm? The wind was howling and the rain was coming down in sheets. But we sat on the porch swing and sang songs until it was over. That blanket sheltered us from the elements, just like it sheltered you when you were small. And I remember when you fell ill with the fever, your father and I sat by your bed for days, stroking your hair and whispering stories until you felt better. That blanket was always there with us through the good times and the bad, keeping us warm and cozy. And it still does." She gestured to the worn fabric with a smile. "When we first got married, we didn't have much, just each other and this old blanket. We used it to cover the porch swing when we were dating." Lily reached out and touched the blanket. It felt soft and comforting like her grandmother's hugs. Her grandfather cleared his throat. "It's probably time we made some new memories with this blanket, don't you think, Lily?" As the family settled into the blanket, Lily felt a sense of connection to her family and their past that she had never felt before. They sat in silence for a while, each lost in their own thoughts, until Lily finally spoke up. Her grandmother returned to hug, her eyes filled with love and pride. Lily looked around at her family once more, realizing that they were more than just a collection of individuals. As the night wore on and the children eventually went to their rooms, the old blanket remained on the couch, folded gently and carefully as if in anticipation of the next story it would hold.